Wait till
Oh, I
viewers
haven't
get
got.
here to say
I was
anything.
gonna say.
There's an invite. Elvin said he'll tell us when to join. I feel like I messed something up. Oh yeah, dude, I know. This game sucks. I hope they said iRacing is going to be really good for league racing though, so I know, I'm praying, hoping and praying. Yep, there's the invites, and then Elvin said he'll let us know when.
I've also noticed too. I don't know if you're playing on a 5 or not.
Oh no, I am definitely not.
Are you playing on PC?
4.
4. Okay, so you're way outdated. Okay.
Okay, old man, relax.
Old man, I have a newer system than you. What are you talking?
It's just replaced that you're 10 years older than me.
Look, all right, we don't need to go into semantics.
Oh, we already got 5
right
viewers. Holy crap! That just started the stream. Welcome everybody. I guess I'll just dive into it. Welcome to the Phantom Pro Series. It's race number 10 here at Road America tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Now 6 viewers. We have a short race here tonight here at Road America. Hopefully some great racing. We're gonna... Oh wait, I think the stream is taking 35 seconds. Alright. So get comfortable everyone. Grab a drink, grab some snacks. And let's get ready to go racing here. I'd also like to welcome to the booth newcomer. I just already forgot your username. Hold on, let me check. Welcome to the booth, Wallbridge.
Hello.
Coming all the way out from New Hampshire. He's going to be around a bit, so expect to see him a lot more often in the booth with me. So it's great having him here.
Here.
Yeah, of course. And I needed the company. It gets lonely up here sometimes. Alright, we should be good to join now. I hope Parley's stream is up. Alright.
I've not seen any.
Okay. Alright, we're good to go.
Yeah, I'm jumping in right now.
I'm in. I'm checking Parley's stream. Alright, it's up.
Yeah,
it's
I'm on
up.
Parley's stream, page right now. He is and started a stream.
Alright. So everyone watching from home, we got a shorter race here today. Road America, not expected to be as long. Wow, 8 viewers in the chat. Holy crap. This is the most I've had this early in the stream. So, it's great having you guys all out.
It's gonna be a good one.
We appreciate you guys, spending your Thursday nights with us. And we'll make it good as we can. And hopefully by the end of the night, Elvin is not mad at the way I commentated. So they are starting now from
and they're coming
pole.
to the green.
Here we go. Timmy Racer on the inside. Showtime Farm on the outside as they dive down into turn 1. Timmy Racer, can he stay in front of Favre as they say side by side coming to turn 2?
There they go, diving into turn number 2. 66 to the inside. Timmy Racer 88 through to the point. A 77 of Showtime Favre drops into second, and they go single file down through the long stretch.
As we go on board here with the number 66 car, Favre looking to make the move to the inside in the heavy braking zone. As Timmy's going to stay clear, does he? No, here comes Favre to the inside into Corvette corner.
Trying to make that inside line work. They make a little contact going in the corner. Favre to the point. The 66 of Timmy Racer drops back. They're fighting for third behind him. Parley holds off an oncoming Black Cross 73, and they're right back. The 14, it looked like.
A huge crash around turn 7. Hopefully everyone's all right.
Everybody seems to be going forward.
As we go back up towards the front, we have about a 14 car field here as we expect this to be a great race. Now Favre takes the lead away while we were not looking, but Timmy not going to waste any time. He's going to follow in the footsteps of Favre. Now Parley up to third.
Oh, they're diving in deep. He's trying to stay right in his tire tracks, but it looks like that 77 just has a little bit better exit, and the 66 unable to close. Meanwhile, he's got the 5 of Parley, wondering if he's driving through that front glass or that rear view as they come up the stretch into the start-finish.
Showtime Favre leads lap number 1. But Timmy Racer in the 66 car, you cannot forget, part-time driver known for his road course abilities. Very good on tracks like Road America. We expect him to see him up front all night long. As we go through the top 5 now, Showtime Favre, your leader. Timmy Racer in the 66 in second. Parley running in third. Birthday Boy Black Cross in fourth, and then Elvin rounding out the top 5.
Man, I'm just watching this 24 Black Cross. He is all over the back of that 5 car. He is driving low, high, the grass, the track. He gets underneath them. They make contact for third. Birthday Boy wants the top 3. He tries it, the 5, able to make that high side work just a little better. Through the grass and out of the corner, this battle for third is heating up. Meanwhile, you got the 42 of Elvin Priest, trying to join in.
Elvin Priest running in 5th, looking for that 4th position over Blackcross, but Blackcross doing a good job. Now he's going up to the track down the number 5 car. Timmy Racer getting a little bit of time, inch by inch, on the leader, Showtime Favre, as we only have a 5-lap stage, no pit stops in these first 2 stages. But that 3rd stage, we expect to see that pit stop. We'll see what the drivers do.
Right now, it's just a question of, now that all the drivers have space, is it a moment here where you can start saving those tires to try and prolong because you don't have that pit stop? Meanwhile, you got guys in the back trying to advance their position, getting ready for the pit stop. The 99's around. Oh, Rick Slick in the back. To the inside wall out of the corner.
How unfortunate. Pro-Am driver Slick Dick Rick, as he makes his way up to the Pro Series, but a unfortunate way to start his race. But it's all right. There's plenty of time left. We expect to see him back up towards the front.
Right now, it's just everybody seems to be in their groove right now, just trying to ride out Stage 1 and potentially a little bit of Stage 2, trying to save tires, not drive the corners too hard, stay out of the grass a little bit to not burn up the tires, and save that precious fuel that's in the tank.
Timmy Racer still gaining inch by inch on Favre. We're going to go on board here with the number 66 car as we go into the heavy braking zone. I think that's turn number 4 or 5. As now we follow Timmy up in the Corvette corner. All the viewers watching at home, thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy some of this onboard coverage brought to you by Chris's Auto and Towing LLC.
He's doing everything he can. He's diving the corners. He's getting all he can on entry. Trying to get as much as he can on exit, but he's got to watch out in his back. He's got that 5 of Parley coming behind him. Parley closing in. Here he comes on the back, riding high, looking to get the line to take second inside the 66. The 66 gives him room. Move the 5 car to second.
As I believe,
over the crossover.
I believe Parley just let Timmy right back on by. I'm not sure what happened there, but it looks like Parley gave the spot back, as that is exactly what Showtime Favre wanted to see, as he's grown his lead 2 laps to go here in stage number 1.
Man, I thought Parley had him on the inside of that corner, but that crossover move by the 66 was absolute textbook. Meanwhile, back with the 24, he's got the 42 barreling down on him. Closing in inch by inch, trying to get another spot here before the end of the stage. That 77 is just owning right now, watching every battle he can. grow his lead as he just tries to save what he can through the rest of this stage.
As Showtime Favre doing exactly what he needs to. Not making any mistakes, cruising pretty much at this point as the battle's still keeping up for second. Showtime Favre taking it easy on the brakes, on the tires, doing exactly what he needs to do to secure this stage 1 victory.
Yeah, I think right now the 5 had his shot. Question is, will he be able to close in for another one? I thought he was going to start saving, but no, the fight is still on. He took a dive on the 66 there in that corner, but couldn't make it stick. Is trying to keep that bottom stuck to try and close the gap. He does just maybe a quarter of a car length, but he's still fighting for that second spot.
As they go into the fast corner of the track, we're about to be at 1 lap to go here. Showtime Favre doing everything he can up front to hold that lead. He's doing a great job, but Parley, he wants them points. Timmy Racer, only a part-time driver, not battling for points. So I'm sure that's a little bit of frustration for that number 5 car as he tries to make that move for second as Favre goes up the hill now. This time around, 1 lap to go here in stage 1.
Yeah, that 66 car down that long straight, right into the braking zone, got real loose. That 5 sucked right to his bumper, and they're going to drag race down the front stretch and into turn 1 here on the white flag at stage 1. 66 goes high, the 5 car low. Is he going to try to cross over? No. Give the second spot to the 5 of Parley.
What a textbook move for the 5 car as he made a great corner exit on that last corner, enough to gain a huge run down the straightaway. That's going to secure him second over Timmy. Let's see if he can hold that spot here on the final lap of stage 1.
All right, now I think you're going to start seeing these drivers starting to hold because if you look back at the 24 and the 42, they look like they're just holding their spot right now. They're very content by the looks of it. They're not battling. They're not running hard into the corners. They look like they're content finishing where they are in the top 2.
Oh,
or top
hold
5.
on. Blackcross with a huge moment there, but he saves it. Elvin Priest keeps the car behind him as the battle's still heating up for second. Does Timmy have anything left in the gas to make a move for this second position? I am choking on my words right now. Oh, Timmy gets in the grass.
Yeah, he's trying everything, trying to close on that 5, but that 5 just might be a bit too much for that 66. Meanwhile, the 24 and that 42 are still just running their spots. I think 77 might be able to run. If he runs his line, keeps it clean, he'll be able to take this checkered flag for stage 1.
As we're coming through the final corner now, the number 77 of Showtime Favre leads every single lap in stage 1. No competition from behind. Up the hill. Showtime Favre, your stage 1 winner here in Road America.
Living up to his name, Showtime. If you're going to have the name Showtime, you better show up, and he did. Dominated stage 1. Nobody had anything for him. Now it's all about pit stops. What do you do on this stop, potentially, to get to match even that 77?
As we go through the top 5 here, Showtime Favre, your stage 1 winner. Parley comes up second. Timmy Racer finishing third. Blackcross takes the 4th position, and then rounding out the top 5, Elvin Priest in the 42. That is your top 5 for stage 1. Stage 2 about to get underway. We're just getting started, folks. Get comfortable. It's still a lot of racing left.
If stage 2 is anything, or even stage 3, anything like stage 1, you better not miss an instant, because there was battles all over the top 5 and even farther on down the field for position that whole time. As
now pit stops finished up, it looks like someone did not pit. I believe that is the number 7. That's Showtime Flash.
Oh.
Let's see what he does here. Does he have anything for the leaders?
They're green flag racing. They're drag racing down the straight and into turn 1. The 7 and the 77.
Oh!
He's sticking with them.
A
but the
great
77 might just have him.
For the number 77 car, 2 teammates, I believe, as Showtime Flash goes wide. He gets in the grass. Oh, car around! Timmy!
Oh, no.
He keeps
Running
it straight.
second.
What a save by the 66. He gets back on track, but puts him way in the back.
Oh, no. I don't know what happened there, but the 5 car, give him second.
Oh,
He's going to take the fight.
Gets into the side of Timmy Racer. That might cause a little bit of damage for the 66. An unfortunate turn of events for the 66 car of Timmy Racer as he went from finishing in the top 3 all the way back to the back of the pack.
Oh, he was having such a good run, too, and you hate to see it for a guy who's running part-time.
As now that moves Parley up to second, Elvin Priest to third. Parley with a good run through the horseshoe.
That 5 car, I think that 5 car has got something here. If he can keep that car clean, he's got something for that 77. As you see him now closing in that gap, that corner leading into the backstretch, that long straightaway into the heavy braking zone, that 5 car has that section nailed. And as soon as I say that, he gets a little bit too squirrely into the corner.
As now he gets a little bit of pressure from behind from the 42 car. What does Elvin Priest have for this number 5? As the leader doing exactly what he did in stage 1, growing that lead as we move on to lap 2. About a second lead for Showtime Favre.
Elvin Priest, though, I think Elvin Priest has really driven a clean race. He's kept his nose clean, kept it in the top 5. He's kept out of any incident that has happened in front of him. And now you see him here battling for second through the grass. He does a little mowing as they go into the turn. 5 and the 42 side by side. The 5 just has him. Is there a crossover? No. The 5 just holds on to second.
Shades of Dale Earnhardt there as Elvin Priest goes for the pass in the grass. Does not succeed for him, but now right back to the back bumper, the number 5 of Parley as we go into the heavy braking zone.
Showed the inside into the corner. That 5 was going to let him have it, but he didn't have the run. He stays on his bumper as they go into these heavy braking zones. The question is, we're getting right into where that 5 hits his marks. Can the 42 stay with him and get a run?
The 42 looking for any leverage he can get over this 5 car as he knows that the 5 car might have a faster car, but Elvin believes he's the better driver in a situation like this as he's running a bit of a wider, corner there in the horseshoe, trying to go for a better exit. It does not succeed for him this time, but that's what you like to see, drivers changing up their driving style to hopefully learn to succeed in different ways.
Yeah, and I'm going through the field here, and you got that 24 car who's battling, I believe, for a top 5 spot right now with a 31, and it's a pretty good heated battle. I believe that's what I'm watching right now. I could also be way farther back in the field. But right now, it looks like that 42 car up the hill, just trying to stick with that 5. That 5 might have gotten a bit of a breakaway and is now able to just focus on that 77 in front.
Showtime Favre putting on an absolute clinic here, has led every single lap so far. Hasn't really had any competition come up there and battle him, but as the race goes on, drivers are going to be making more and more adjustments. We'll see if anyone has an adjustment to keep up with the number 77.
I'm watching that 5 car going to turn 1. He is giving that car everything it can handle. He wants that 77. He wants a stage win. But that 77 car is just on rails across this awesome road course. He is just hitting every mark in every corner to perfection, and nobody has an answer yet for it.
Showtime Favre doing everything he can. Let's go to the back of the pack here. Is Timmy dicing his way through the field, hopefully trying to get back up into the top 5 before the end of stage number 2 here. Doing a great job so far as he's the biggest mover now here in stage 2, as he's up about 5 spots.
Yeah, you knew he was going to be able to recover from that. That early wreck. And plus, he's got the time, too. He's still got a whole nother stage break and whatever may come after that. And plus, he was running second with the 77 and practically keeping up with him. So he's definitely got that top 5 speed. So getting through this field, especially as spread out, which as spread out as it is, would be easy, but that's just the problem. You pass a car, and then it's another 10 or 12 car lengths ahead of you to get to the next guy.
As we're on board now with the number 42 of Elvin Priest. Looking at everything he does. Very skilled driver, league owner, team owner of Phantom Racing League and MFF Motorsports. Doing everything he can to keep up with that 5 car. We know him for his setup abilities and how good he is at making them, but a track like this is definitely not his favorable kind of places. I don't know if you can tell, but I believe the 5 car has gained a bit of time on the 77.
Yeah, he's definitely maybe closed in, maybe like half a car length, maybe a car length. But I just don't know if that 77 could also just be maybe because he sees the gap behind him. If he's starting to maybe take a little bit extra braking, or maybe letting off the brakes going into the corners, maybe allow it, maybe giving the illusion that the 5 car is closing in, but perhaps maybe now he's taking that time to save what he's got in case that 5 does find a way to get to his bumper, so that way he can like hold him off a little bit.
As we are on the last lap here in stage 2, an even shorter stage 2 than stage 1, Showtime Favre, he doesn't even have to do anything at this point. He can basically cruise to the line now. But it's all about stage 3. I mean, we saw what happened to Timmy Racer. Anything could happen on these huge restarts. But Showtime Favre doing everything he can to lead every single lap. What an accomplishment that would be, sweeping the stage, leading every lap, and winning at Road America. So I'll let you take over for this stage 2 ending.
Yeah, you see the 77. And like you said, though, because you don't know who's going to stay out, who's going to pit, what adjustments, 2 tires, 4 tires. You don't know what's going to happen, especially on stage 3 with such a short race. But here comes the 77 car, Showtime Favre, into the final corner. He's going to go up the hill. He could run out of gas. His tire could blow. It doesn't matter at all. The 77 of Showtime Favre putting the name on the line. He wins. Stage 2 sweeps the first 2 stages. Now he's looking for stage 3 and what adjustments he can make to hold off the onslaught that's going to be coming here at the start of stage 3.
As we go through the top 5, Showtime Favre, Parley, Elvin Priest, Showtime Flash, and Timmy Racer rounding out the top 5. Timmy Racer got all the way back up to 5th. What an excellent job by him as he found himself back in 10th. And a great job by Showtime Flash. The strategy really worked before the stage break last stage. Let's see if anyone has some strategy to possibly put themselves up front here in the start of stage 3, as we have about 18 seconds until we go green again. Thank you all for tuning in. We still have 1 stage left plus interviews after the race, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Keep your eyes peeled. We have a lot of racing left and some green flag pit stops this stage.
And that's really going to be the X factor, too, is those green flag pit stops. But alluding back to the 7 car, I think the 7 car was the most impressive of stage 2 because he was able to make that pit strategy work. Is there green flag racing again? Final stage here, the 77 car and the 5 going side by side. The 5 has the preferred line, but the 77 has the speed. But here comes the 5 driving it into turn 1. The 77 on the crossover drives back to his inside and the preferred line as they go into turn 2.
Parley doing everything he can from the outside. Can he clear the 77? I believe he does. Contact. The 5 doing everything he can to get in front As he does, he clears the 77. What a move by the 5. What a restart. As they stay side by side down into the heavy braking zone.
Now we get to see just how fast that 5 is when he's not chasing. But how good is he at defending? That 77 car has been the fastest car this whole race. And he is on that 5's bumper. Now moves to the outside. Can he make it stick on a road course? He makes it stick, and he now has a preferred line. Going into a really heavy braking zone. The 5 tries to stay with him as they're side by side.
The 5 doing a great job on corner exit there as they make their way to the horseshoe. The 77 has a wider entry to this corner, but he looks for that come off the corner. Can he get a run on the 5 as we go down to the backstretch? This is the part of the track where Parley is excellent.
This is also a part of this is where Parley hits his marks. He has this part of the track nailed, and you can see it right now. He is breaking away the lead up to potentially 2 car lengths on a straightaway.
As Parley gets a little bit loose.
Up, though, right on that corner. It's that braking zone.
Showtime Favre not letting the 5 of Parley get away whatsoever as they stay about 1 car length between each other. We're coming to lap 2 now. To the line. Who's going to lead the lap? Showtime Favre still has led every single lap in this race. What a job by that 77 car not letting the 5 get away.
Man, dude, that 77 is just so good when he hits his marks. He had a run on him up that whole straightaway. But that 5, able to get the run again on the outside. Oh, the 77 gets loose a little. But the 5, but he's actually able to, even while getting a little, very minorly sideways, able to stay and now bring the fight back to the 5 car. He's fighting to his inside.
Side by side into the heaviest braking zone on the track. Will there be contact? No, they keep it clean. Parley in the grass. Up into Corvette corner. 2 very skilled drivers. Now we see the contact. Parley still on the outside of the 77. Can he clear him? No, they're still side by side.
Man, dude, you can just see how fast these 2 cars are by themselves. You can see, though, the 24 car. Look behind them while these 2 are fighting. Here comes the birthday boy, Black Cross.
Happy birthday, Black Cross. Looking for a podium, potentially a win here in Road America. As Showtime Favre now with a huge run into Parley's best corner on the track. Oh, Parley goes wide. He's in the grass.
No!
Showtime Favre back to the lead in Road America.
Oh, and just when you thought it was his best spot, the 77 stayed just on him enough to keep that pressure and force a mistake. The 24 goes wide. Oh, no, what happened to the 24?
Oh, my goodness. That's going to put Timmy Racer as Black Cross has left the race.
Oh, no.
Not what you like to see on his birthday, but that moves the number 66 of Timmy back to 3rd. That puts P. Fulton up to 4th and Alvin Priest in 5th. What a start to stage 3. We should be seeing pit stops in any lap now.
That's really where you're going to make a break, especially if you're a car like the 66, able to fight your way back into the top 3 and potentially can maybe short shoot the pit and try and come out maybe ahead of the 5, knowing that you have the speed to compete with that 77.
As Parley's starting to struggle, he is about a second or 2 back from Favre. And now that's going to open the door for the 66 car Timmy Racer. What a comeback story that would be. From all the way from 10th up to 1st. That would be insane, as now they go side by side for 4th. Alvin Priest gets the spot. Showtime Favre loving everything he's seen from behind as the battle is about to pick up for 2nd.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, it is an amazing comeback story, and it's even more amazing because this guy's not full-time. This is a part-time driver, and he's out here in the top 3.
Former commentator for Phantom as well. Last year's Pro Series commentator, Timmy Racer, doing everything he can when he gets these, these opportunities to run a race at a road course, doing everything he can, is he's showing up here tonight.
He's shown up in flying colors, too. Like, he has brought the fight to the 77. He's brought the fight now to this entire field because he went around in stage 1. He was in the back of the field, and now here he is fighting for third.
As pit stops soon to be underway, let's see if anyone comes in and pits early for a chance at short pitting the leader. That would be a crazy strategy, but I don't believe we're going to see anyone for the next 2 laps. We should be seeing everyone pit at the same time, but, you know, my pre-race predictions was Parley, and I forgot to mention, because usually I talk about my pre-race picks in the beginning of stage 1, and I forgot to, but Parley was my pick. Unfortunately, my other pick was the birthday boy, but his night ended early, as I'm just yapping now. I'm going to go back to Millbridge here.
Right now, though, that 77 car. Oh, no, car in the wall, the 7! Oh, hard into the outside wall. The front bumper is caked in.
Heavy damage.
Oh, and he had such a good... He was also, like, making the strategy work at the start of stage 2 to get to the top 5 and not only get there, but stay there and to have it all go up in smoke.
As we go back to the battle for second, Timmy Racer still running the same line that Parley's running. Hopefully Parley makes another mistake and to open the door for the 66. That's exactly what he wants to see here as Showtime Favre continues to pull away up front.
Yeah, Timmy Racer, he is putting the pressure on that 5. He may be part-time, but this guy's got skills, and he is right on the 5 as they go into the long backstretch.
As now we have about 9 laps to go, coming to 8 to go this time, I believe. Pit stops soon to be coming. No fuel lights on yet, but it looks like Parley's still gaining a little bit on the leader here. Let's see if he has a run big enough to catch back up to the 77. As you saw at the beginning of stage 3, he had the speed, he had the competitiveness to keep up with that 77.
Oh, no, he can keep up with that 77 right now. It's just about consistency. Can that 5, that 77 has been his key, his consistency through this course. That 5 had that one hiccup, and he has not been able to recover that well from it. And right now, as you can see, he's now able to keep himself away from that 66 in third, but he just really isn't able to catch up to that 77 as well as he would want to.
As we'll see if he can gain any time on pit stops. We know a track like Road America, going up that hill, it's sometimes very easy to not see where the entrance of pit road is. Very easy track to speed at. We'll see if Showtime Favre can keep it clean. No penalties, no mistakes. If he can do that, he should have a win under his belt here at Road America.
And that's really what you love about road courses too, especially like a road course like this, where you really can't see where that entrance to pit road is. You really got to hit your marks. Even when you're going on pit road, you could win it or lose it on just entry, not even pits and exit. You could just lose it getting in there.
As the fuel light comes on for Parley, we might be seeing cars coming this time around. Maybe the leader, maybe second, maybe third, as Parley has definitely gained some time on the leader and pulled away from Timmy. As we're coming up to our first green flag pit stops of the race, Parley doing everything he can to gain as much time on the leader as he can.
And if you're the 77, you definitely don't want to be able to see the 5 car hitting his marks, because if anything goes wrong on pit road, whether it be entry, exit, outlap, anything that goes on pit road, if that 5 car can hit his marks, you might be looking at a battle for the win. Right now, though, the field is just hitting their marks. I think it's going to be this time, though, that we see them all come down. Because everybody's pretty spread out. Everybody's got their own piece of real estate right now, trying to just stretch out this fuel tire run as far as it can go. Nobody can make it to the end. Everybody has to pit, but how is that pit cycle going to affect the finish? And I'm actually going back through the field. Timmy Racer has actually found himself a line and is closing in on that 5 car just a bit. If you're that 5 car,
oh, I just had my mic on mute. I was going to say a huge mistake by me and Parley as he opened the door for the 66, looking to gain a spot before the pit stops begin. Timmy Racer looking for second here as we come to the closing laps here at Road America.
Yeah, that 66 car found a line, man. He is on rails right now, all over the back of that 5 car. As you would assume that it's going to be this time that they come down pit road. The question is, will the 5 car lead the 66 down, or will the 66 lead the 5? The leader down pit road this time is the 5 and the 66 follow. Everybody on pit road this time. '77 car. How are we gonna be able to get out of the pits here? What is the advantage gonna be? Do you take 2? Do you take 4? I mean, you're gonna take gas, but do you take as little as possible just to get you to the end of the race? Well, I don't know what that 77 did, but he is out in front by miles. He had to have done a 2 tire while everybody else did 4 because he is just absolutely extended his lead away. Right now it's the 5 and the 66 on who could potentially take that second spot. Man, that 77 car, I gotta give it to him, man. He has been on rails. The 6 and the 5 car has given him every single challenge. The start of this stage was leading through the entire lap. The 77 car hit his marks the whole way around and was able to just break away throughout this entire stage. And now through this pit cycle, has just extended it.
Was I on mute talking about the record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
I just made the second mistake. Hopefully Elvin Priest does not watch this race over when it's finished. As Showtime Favre, I was just mentioning before while I was on mute, Showtime Favre looking to do what no one in Phantom has done before, and that is lead every single lap and win a race. We've been close. We've seen drivers lead all but 2 laps, all but 1 lap. But this time, Showtime Favre has led every single lap so far, looking to, you know, make this a historic night for Phantom Racing League. That should secure him a plaque in the Phantom Racing Hall of Fame if it even existed.
Oh my God, dude, that is insane. He is seriously putting that Showtime name to fame right now. And especially when you have Favre on it too. I mean, it just adds a little extra pressure. But he has absolutely dominated this race. Nobody has had anything for him. The 5 gave him a battle for a lap, and that was it. The 77 passed him and hasn't looked back since.
As now, Timmy Racer still running in third. This has been the story all of stage 3. It's been the 66 versus the 5 car for second, as Showtime Favre has just grown his lead. They can't even see him up front. I mean,
no, they can't. And it grew on the pit cycle. Like, I don't know if he took less fuel, but like he grew, he doubled his lead on the pits.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what you like to see. I mean, domination might be boring sometimes, but at a track like this, on a historic night like this is exactly what you like to see, is Showtime Favre has put on an absolute clinic.
Well, exactly, right? It's like watching a football game and having it be 0-0. I mean, you look at it, it's like, well, there was no offense. Yeah, but look at how good the defense had to have played to make it 0-0. Like, there's always a good positive to take out of any scenario. And right now it is the fact that this 77 is driving the race of his career right now, setting records, absolutely dominating, hitting his marks on the track and on pit road. He is putting on an absolute clinic.
As we now have 4 laps to go, Showtime Favre taking it easy on the tires, looking to make no mistakes. Thank you to all of the viewers that have tuned in tonight for our most viewed, I believe, Phantom Pro Series race of the season so far. We really appreciate you guys spending your Thursday night with us, and hopefully we'll see you guys on Saturday night as well, as that should be Millbridge's first time alone in the booth. Might just be with the lead role. And I want you guys to give him a nice warm welcome, as you guys have welcomed me to the commentating life. So I would really appreciate it if you guys, did that for him as well.
I would appreciate that. And again, another extended thank you to you guys who took time out on your Thursday night to come spend it with us, especially on such a historic night too. You could look at it in a negative light, but I look at this as like, this is unprecedented. Like, I've never seen a race done like this where one guy just destroyed the field. But I actually have been watching the 66 car, and he might, because I don't know how much time we have left in this regard, how many laps we have left. Coming to 3 to go. He might be able to have something for that 5. I've seen him have a couple of good corners and be able to close that gap. So maybe, just maybe, we might have a fight for this number 2 position.
As Timmy Racer doing what he does best, and that is just pace himself. I mean, it's not that hard. I think that a lot of drivers overthink road courses. I believe that the best thing you can do is set a pace early on in the race and, just learn your lines. Learn what lines you want to run. Learn what lines are best for you and what helps you pass competitors, as we now have 3 laps to go. Harley,
and that's really
doing everything he can to get second.
Yeah, and that's really the key to any course, but especially on road courses, because it's not in everybody's wheelhouse. Like, to be able to hit your marks on not just 4 corners, but 12, 15 corners. And every lap takes almost a minute. Like, you got to be on point for such an extended period of time. To be able to put all those pieces together just goes to show you how truly hard these drivers are really driving these cars.
Absolutely. As now 2.5 laps remain for the 77 car, looking to make no mistakes to complete the historic night. I didn't want to talk too soon when I was talking about it before, because anything can happen. I mean, any mistakes could happen, especially with 1 to go, 2 to go. You might get a little bit excited, you might get a little bit distracted, as you have such a big lead, you think you might be able to make a mistake or two, but at Track like Road America, it's very unforgiving for mistakes.
It is very unforgiving. And you've seen so many great races, even in IRL here at Road America, where where a driver was out having a huge lead, and then in like 2 laps that lead evaporated. But I seriously think that 77 could turn all the way around, be able to get his car worked back straight again to still have the lead. But like I said, I have seen this 66 car in certain portions of that track be able to take potentially a fight to that 5 car. That 5 car is not safe in second by any stretch.
As now we see 2 laps to go for the 77 car. Fans on their feet, clapping on the straightaway. Our favorite fans in the world. They're not real fans, but hey, they still tune in for Phantom Racing League, and we appreciate them. And we appreciate you guys watching from home as well. Don't worry, we didn't forget about y'all. As Showtime Favre now just about a lap and a half away from completing this historic milestone here at Road America.
And I can't wait till, if he does pull this off, I can't wait till after the race to hear his thoughts. But just to be able to hear, or be able to have him talk about like what he had to do, the strategy calls he had to make, the lines he had to choose, to be able to just even find his marks, hit his marks, and just pull off this dominating win, potentially.
Absolutely, and honestly, I believe he has the cleanest car in the field. He has no damage on that car. Every other car has, scuffs and nicks on it, but nothing has touched the 77 car. I don't think anyone's been close enough to touch the 77 car.
Especially not late in the run. Not late in the run. Like, that 5 car, like, he's had challenges at the start of stages, but as soon as, like, you get 5 laps into a stage, he's 5 laps ahead of the field.
As things are getting straightened out, we now come through our final 3 corners. As this time around, our flagman should be waving that white flag for the 77. Let's see. Here we go as we go through the final corner. White flag in the air. 77 goes up the hill. Showtime Favre 1 lap away from making history here at Road America. One to go.
And remember, now that he's crossed the line, it doesn't have to be a full lap. If that caution were to wave, this race ends. And that 77 car is your clear winner. But right now, I'm watching that 66. He closed in about a car length, maybe a car length and a half on that 5. He is really finding his line right now to try and take a run at second.
Timmy Racer looking for that second place finish. That would be a very satisfying way to end the night, as no one really had enough to get up there and battle with Showtime Favre for the win. But this would be bittersweet for these drivers battling for second here, whoever gets the spot.
Especially for the 66, right? I mean, you can't spin and win, but you can at least spin and work your way back up through the entire field. Like, that would be a heck of a story, too, in itself.
Absolutely. As Timmy Racer is definitely an expert on these road course tracks. I mean, we saw it earlier on the season with these, one-off races at tracks like Sonoma. And, I mean, it's great to have Timmy Racer out here, as we know how talented of a driver he is. But as the battle works out for second, I'm going to let you cover that. I'm going to go up towards the front and watch this 77 car make history.
Yeah. Is that 77 car who's now on that long back stretch. Meanwhile, you got that 66 and the 5, which that battle is now on that long back stretch. And that battle isn't over. I really think this is going to come down to that final corner on whether or not that 5 can hold off that 66.
As now, the historic night is complete. The 77 car off the final corner, making it clear to the fans that he just made history. To the line, Showtime Favre wins in Road America.
And the 5 in second, going up the hill, just able to hold off that 66. He tried every line, but the 5 able to take second. 66 finishes third.
An incredible night coming to a close now as we watch Elvin Priest cross the line in 4th. And then our 5th place finisher, I believe, is none other than
62.
Keith Fulton rounding out the top 5.
A
great run by him tonight.
Old Johnny Boy coming by. 44 up the hill.
That's field filler. Slick Rick comes across the line.
Man,
wow.
This was something. What a race we got to. We had battles all the way, well, I wouldn't say all the way through the field, but you had a couple of really good meaningful battles. You had a guy spin out who was fighting for the lead, worked his way back through the entire field, almost made it back to finish up in second. Still managed to even make the podium in a skilled field like this is also no small feat.
Absolutely, and I mean, a bittersweet finish for Timmy as, you know, he was up there in stage 1 battling for the lead. Stage 2 began and he got taken out from behind, but he didn't let that ruin his night. He kept his head up and worked his way back from 10th all the way up to 3rd, gaining 7 spots to come home with the podium in Road America. What an impressive job.
Especially on a road course, right? Like, you never see a guy or a driver be able to make up such ground in such a short amount of time on a road course like that.
As there's our 3rd place finisher in the booth. We're going to get the other drivers up here in just a second.
That's 77.8 passing tech, I'll tell you right now.
As we were just mentioning, a historic night, the first driver in Phantom Racing League history to lead every single lap and win the race. As now we might be seeing a little bit of a controversy with the inspection after the race. We'll see how that goes, and we'll update all the fans. As other drivers should be getting up here in just a second. I don't want to start the interview yet. Oh, there's Elvin, league owner.
Interview Far first because he has to go for work.
Okay, I got it. Go for work. It's 10 o'clock.
He's on 3rd shift.
Oh, no, you poor soul. Oh.
Let's find that number 77 car here. Is he in the booth yet?
No, he's being a slacker.
I wouldn't be talking about slackers. I mean, he just made Phantom history. He just became the first driver to ever do that.
What, dominating all stages?
No, lead every single lap and win the race. As there's our winner, we're going to interview him first. A little bit unprecedented, as Showtime Favre's win was very unprecedented, as well as I'd like to congratulate you on making history. You are the first Phantom Racing driver to lead every single lap and come home with a win. I mean, from lap 1, you made it clear. Yes, it is. I made sure. Showtime Favre, I mean, you made it clear from lap 1 that you had the fastest car. No hesitation at all. You took that lead immediately. I mean, it got close at some points in the race, but leading every single lap, I'd like to congratulate you first and ask you, is the car legal?
I think so. I think so.
That's the first question. And, I mean, how did you do it? I mean, I don't even know what else to ask. There's not much to ask. You were pretty much gone from the second lap of each stage, except for that 3rd stage where Parley was keeping up with you for a long time there. I mean, what did you do? I mean, how did you get so good at a track like Road America and these road courses? I mean, we see you week in, week out, running top 5, running top 3 some nights. What was different about tonight?
Well, just got a shout out, Alvin, for letting me race tonight. It was kind of a last minute thing, and I'm on a time crunch because I work in 50 minutes, but Road America is my home track. I live about an hour north of it. This was the first track I started running when I got on Heat 5, and it's one of my favorite tracks. I feel like I'm a road course ringer, if you will. I love all road course course is. But a huge shout out to Timmy and Parley for racing me clean like that. That was some awesome racing, crossing each other over and side by side, and to get every lap led, I wasn't even paying attention to anything like that. But to be the first person to do that, that's an honor in a league like this. So thank you, Elvin, again for letting me run. Wallbridge, thanks for hopping up in the booth, and Hamlin Nation, Steele, thank you as always.
Absolutely.
Now, so Showtime, I just got a question for you real quick before you peace out. So we were watching you through the start of stage 2. That 5-car Parley was on your outside, and you guys had a battle for a good 3/4 of a lap. Were you starting to get a little sweat dripping down your neck when you saw that 5 take the lead, or did you think you had something or did you know you had something for him when you were going down that backstretch and maybe going to that line?
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with him, but I've raced here so much, I know that I back my corners up. So some corners like the hairpin on the top of the track, I lose time in there because I'm a little bit tighter. I start off the stages tight, and then I am my fastest on low fuel because the car is not stupid loose and anything like that. So I just took a couple deep breaths. I wasn't really nervous with him getting ahead. I knew it was going to be a great battle between him and I, and whatever happened, happened. And he raced me so clean that I told him after I cleared him, I'm like, good job, dude. That was that's super fun. You know, to run side by side on an oval is one thing, but to run side by side on a road course, especially Road America with those super tight turns, that says a lot. So, yeah, I mean, congrats to the top 3. It's always fun racing in this league.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to you for making the history, bro. That was an absolute clinic you performed. I just got to know, though, another thing, too, because I was watching you on pit road on that last green flag pit run. What did you do? Like, you doubled your lead coming off of pit road. Like, what did you do on pit road that you think nobody else did?
So, Timmy, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I thought I heard Parley say that he was just being super conservative. I thought I was being conservative. I'm not really sure what happened. I didn't do anything special. I had a 15-7 pit stop. But on the last couple of just on the last couple of runs or last couple of laps there, I saw I was getting close. I was being pretty conservative throughout the run, just trying not to mess up. And then I saw the 2 flat point 1. And I thought I could get a 159, but I ended up with a 2 flat point 4, something like that. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened there because I thought I went in pretty conservative too.
As that should do it for our first place finisher. Once again, we'd like to congratulate you on making history. Congrats again on your win here at Road America.
Thanks, boys. Have a good night.
You too.
You too. As I'm going to move over to Millbridge here, as he's going to take over our second place finisher, Parley, in that number 5 car.
What'd you call him?
Wait, Timmy finished second? Wallbridge, Millbridge? I don't know.
I let him call me
now.
whatever he wants to call me. It's fine. But hey, Parley, you gave that 77 a run for his money through that whole race. Was there anything that you think you could have done potentially with a setup, pit strategy, anything throughout that race that maybe could have gotten you a little bit closer, if not potentially fighting for that win?
Not really. I was worried if I made some changes in the pit that I would have made it too loose, and then inevitably, lose the spot to Timmy. So I just kind of ran the race, didn't make any huge changes, just a little bit of tire pressure, and just hoped that I could stick with him and then, do side-by-side racing. Did for a bit, and then I raced it a little bit too hard. So when I was battling Favre, but not a whole lot of changes really.
Yeah, because we saw you on that back stretch. That long back straightaway before the heavy braking zone, dude, you were like nonstop perfection through that corner. Was that really a spot that you felt like you had your strongest runs where you really felt like you could close the gap if you had to?
Oh yeah, that was probably the part of the track that I worked on the most because I know how important it is around there. You can gain so much time off of that. So I used that to my advantage, just salvage what I could. I knew my weak spots in the track, and I knew where they would pull away, and I knew where I could catch up. But yeah, I definitely used that to my advantage.
Yeah, and especially in stage 2, I want to run through that as well with you as well because you were fighting for that lead through there. Was there anything you thought like you might be like just through that battle alone through stage 2, you probably could have done a different line you could have run that probably could have kept you in the lead, maybe just a little bit longer to keep the pressure on that 77?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I also got a little bit. I got the jitters. I mean, to race up against with Favre for the lead, like that's insane. And I was just kind of happy about myself that I'm like up there. So I just made a couple of like mistakes that happens, and I got loose. I think coming out. I can't remember which turn it is, but I spun my tires a little bit, and then he went off, and I was like, okay, I can settle down.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you were the closest driver that wasn't named Favre to leading a lap. So we'll give you that.
By half a car.
Ah, so close, but no, huge. Like it was really fun racing. I know he's insane at that track. When he joined last second, I was like, oh, here we go. And I knew Timmy was going to be. Shout out to Timmy, of course, for making it interesting on the last 5 laps or 6 laps. Really, the whole race. I don't even know. The whole race made it interesting. So.
But hey, you had the power. You held them off.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, congrats on the top 2 once again. A bit of a bittersweet night for you, and congrats on the top 2.
Yeah, thanks for being up in the booth, Steele and Wallbridge. All right, is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, man. Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining the booth. Appreciate it, man.
Ah, no problem. Thank you. And congratulations on running second. Good job.
Absolutely. And speaking of Timmy Racer and bittersweet, we move to our 3rd place finisher. I mean, the comeback story that came up short. I mean,
absolutely.
First stage, you looked to be the only car that could keep up with that top 2 drivers, Parley and Favre. I mean, you were running second, almost first at some points. And then at the beginning of stage 2, it looked like you got put in the grass, taken out. You got put back to, I believe, 10th or 11th. And you made your way. You kept your head up and made your way all the way up to 3rd for the finish. I mean, what was the game plan there after it all went wrong?
Just lay your head down and fight your way back up there. It's more bitter than bittersweet. I knew I had a car that could run up front. I didn't think I was gonna have anything for Parley. Definitely didn't have anything for Favre. I didn't think he was gonna run today until like the last second. Once I found out he was racing, I'm like, well, my race is over. He's gonna walk away with it because I've seen how he races here. He's got a lightning rod, that car, at this track, so I knew he was gonna be a problem for sure, and it showed. And congrats to him, of course. He put on a clinic, absolute snooze fest for the rest of us, but because I was thinking maybe it was just going to be me and Parley, because I saw the lap times Parley was hitting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In practice, I thought he was going to be the favorite. If not Favre, Parley was going to win this thing. I was sure of it. Best I could do is get a podium, because I'm not as good at Road America as I am like other road courses like Sonoma or the Roval. But
well, speaking of that, I mean, part-time driver coming in. Oh, what do you want to say?
Sorry, I was gonna walk back to what happened on stage 2. So like that whole mess, that was all me, 100% my fault. Huh? I was trying to get to Favre's inside, or I was on the inside of Flash, because Flash, well, technically, Favre didn't lead all the laps. Flash pitted before the end of stage 1, and he stayed out during the stage break, which cycled him back to the front. So technically, he led a lap under caution.
Yeah, we're gonna just skip past that.
Yeah, we'll go over that. That didn't happen. But
wait, what happened? What?
Technically,
we'll gloss over that for a second. So, Favre clears Flash, no problem. Now it's my turn because I got to Flash's inside. I'm trying not to hit him because I was too busy looking at Flash. I accidentally rear-end Favre. I almost sent him into the grass, and I got loose trying to avoid hitting him a second time because he had to correct the car to keep it out of the grass, which he did a really good job of that. And I fishtailed right into Black Cross, and I came across his nose, and we were both in the grass. And I felt bad. That was purely rookie mistake on my part. Just
now,
I apologize to him. I got a list of guys to apologize to. Black Cross being one of them. I almost squeezed True Death in the carousel trying to get around him. I definitely got to apologize for Elvin for bulldozing him in turn 5, but I was in a hurry to get back to the front. So like I had the pass set up. I overcooked the brakes. I didn't think it was gonna shoot as far as it did, but it did. So I apologize for that as well. But it was a journey. I was back in like what 11th, 12th place after that spin. I had to march all the way back forward.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that. Like, so when you have I don't want to say catastrophic incident like that, but when you have an incident that puts you from the front to the back, is there some kind of fun that you kind of have with yourself as you like fight your way through the pack?
Normally yes, but here not really because I'm a part-time guy. These guys are here running full-time, they're running for points. The last thing I want to do is jeopardize the race, and I already did that with Black Cross. But unfortunately for him, he had a lag moment, so he wasn't able to finish. So I was kind of being a little conservative, a little cautious, trying to get around people. But I just did my job, just kind of look for opportunities to set up passes, just continue to pick them off one at a time. And eventually I found myself back up to 3rd, and I noticed I had gained on Parley like the lap of when we were pitting. I closed in on him. I knew that if I could try to... I didn't want to pass him, but I thought maybe if I can pass him, I don't have to worry about having to check up for him coming into the pits, and I knew that like, he did a good job. He was able to hold me off. And the pit road is so narrow. I wanted to try to be ballsy, because normally I like to just send it in there. And I couldn't, because I didn't want to rear-end him, and he was, doing his thing, so...
Yeah, and you and Parley were fighting for position for damn near the entire race. Was there anything potentially in the middle of stage, in the end of stage 2, and somewhere in stage 3 that probably could have closed that gap, whether before or after the pit stops, or even before the end of stage 2, that you could have gone to him and potentially take second away?
I don't think so. It would have taken a mistake from the other two for that to happen. I feel like I did mostly everything right on the way back, besides the guys that I ran into on the way there. But once I got up there, it was pretty smooth sailing. But yeah, I did what I set out to do. I said I'm going to finish on the podium, and I did. I wanted to mix it up more up at the front with Favre and Parley, because I knew they were going to be up there, and I just wanted to be up there for as much as possible. The fact that I missed out on that for half the race after that mishap kind of sucks, so it wasn't as fun being back there. I would rather have just stayed up there the whole race to make it more interesting for not just for myself, but for those guys and for the viewers at home watching this broadcast.
Hey, but you had the successful comeback story, though, so there is a little bit of solace in that. Do you think, though, that if you were able to stay into that top 3 through the majority of the race, if not all of it, do you think that maybe if you made that right adjustment, you could have not only beaten Parley, but maybe given that 77 a run?
Parley, maybe. We were pretty even for the most part. Like, there were corners where he would pull away from me. There were parts of the track where I would close back in on him. Favre, I had nothing. Absolutely nothing. He was gone. He was class of the field by far. I tried my best stage 1 to keep up with him. I couldn't keep up with them in practice. I couldn't keep up with them in the race. So I could have made all the changes in the world to that car. I don't think it would have worked.
Absolutely. And I mean, once again, congrats on the top 3 tonight. I wanted to mention one more thing. I know that we've asked a lot of questions to you. I think we're on
Hey,
question
throw them all at
6.
me. I can answer them all.
I mean, we know you're a part-time driver, and I mean, you show up maybe a few times a year. When do you think we're gonna see you again, man?
Honestly, I think this will be it.
Really?
This season.
Mr. Road Course.
Because I only plan to run, I ran Sonoma, that was the only other race I ran. And thinking because I won that race, I'm like, oh, that's the only one I want. I did what I set out to do. But it's like a drug, you just want more.
Oh,
Especially
So-
when you have the race that you had today, where you
Yeah,
had to
I'm
spin,
like,
and not
I
to
was
spin and
willing
win, but you
to-
gained 7, 8 spots through an entire race.
I was willing to jeopardize my perfect record to run this race. And boy howdy I did, but I still had fun. I'm glad I got to show up, and I'm glad Elvin and all the boys at Phantom let me race tonight. But the next road course is in the playoffs, and the last thing I want to do is jeopardize that. So as far as this season goes, I think that'll be it.
Please do that. Make it entertaining.
True.
Anyway, you didn't hear that from me. Neither Elvin did not hear that either. Anyway, I'd like to congratulate you on the top 3 tonight. Once again, great job. And once again, I'd like to thank the viewers that stuck it out for us. I mean, we had the most amount of viewers tonight that we had all season, I believe. I'd like to give you guys a shout out. I'd also like to give a shout out to all of our sponsors here at Phantom Racing League. Without you guys, this couldn't be done. Starting with MFF Motorsports, Chris's Auto and Towing LLC, a new sponsor, J-Pace Racing. Welcome to the team. We appreciate you guys, sponsoring us and joining the Phantom Racing League team. Everything NASCAR, Firelinks Racing Network, the Super Squad, ESMN, FTR Racing League, North American Racing Series, and then finally www.minapeach.com. Thank you guys all for tuning in tonight. We'll be live on Saturday. I won't be there, but Walbridge should be there with Elvin Priest on Saturday night. We should be seeing a great race, I believe out in Kansas if I'm correct. As they go to Kansas, some outside line running around the Midwest. Once again, thank you guys all for tuning in. As
I do want to shout out
oh, no.
a couple more guys real quick. P. Fulton, top 5. He got the hot seat from running the Pro-Am race on Saturday. He did a great job. He almost got like a podium too. He was up there in the final stage. So shout out to him. Shout out to Johnny Boy as well for finishing 6th. He was able to keep his nose clean. Even though if he didn't have the pace, he got a great finish. So shout out to those guys.
Big shout out to Johnny. I'll kind of echo that there. Same thing with Fault, but with Johnny. He and I were practicing quite a bit, and he started off lap times at 2:07, 2:08s, and it wasn't great, right? So, and then he shot it all the way up to where he is, with the car right now. So, kind of saw that progress. So that was really cool to shout out.
yeah. And we appreciate the shout outs, and we're gonna start wrapping things up as I think we're all a little bit tired.
Yeah, I'm about to head out of here after
Yeah.
this.
I was gonna say that might just be a you thing, Doug.
Yeah. Anyway, once again, thank you all for tuning in to the best Thursday Racing League on NASCAR Heat 5. I'd like to say that again, the best Thursday Racing League on NASCAR Heat 5. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys for the Pro-Am on Saturday night at Kansas. Good night, everybody.